Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. 6:42 on a Thursday. It is a Thursday today. So what to tell you, it's really warm and muggy, very close. The clouds have moved in, we've already had some thunderclaps. Haven't seen any lightning yet. Today we've got a very cool car coming into the workshop. It is a spec'd Evo with like wheels, kit, cooler. It's proper nice, really clean edition. Nice lad too. Owner's really cool. Had a chat with him the other week about sort of doing some stuff, so we're going to do a stereo, some speakers. Don't think we're going to go for bass, but I don't know. So on the table is Dynamat and subs and amps, but we'll see what he wants to do today. But definitely head unit speakers, 4 speakers. We had a bit of a result yesterday with the bike and a bit of a fail with the bike. So I don't know why these manufacturers do it. They allow plugs in the same location to be exactly the same. We had a running issue yesterday where every time you put the bike into gear, the engine would stall out, and I couldn't figure out why, and it took me till the end of the day to realise that there were 2 plugs about 6 inches apart that were identical. So we swapped them around, and hey ho, it sorted itself out. Yes, the bike runs and it's proper cool. The chain got delivered yesterday. I am still waiting on the sprocket, the rear sprocket, to come. And I don't know whether it's going to fit. I took a gamble on this one, so it might be right and bolt on, or we might have to get some machine work done on it. I don't know, but we're just going to have to play it by ear, see what happens. But I've got, excuse me, enough to do with regards to positioning relays, the rollover sender, which caused quite a funny issue on Tuesday, or was it? No, it was yesterday morning. Trying to start the bike, it wouldn't run, and then realised that one of these things that actually looks like a relay is not a relay at all. It's the rollover sensor, so, or what they call the bike down sensor. So when the bike is dropped, fuel in the ignition cut, obviously, to stop the bike just running on its side, kind of like a geo sensor. But I thought it was just a relay until I saw the label on the back of it that said this way up. So I was like, ah. So once we corrected that, it ran like a champ. So we've got a little bits and bobs to do. Got to get the sprocket, make sure it fits. If not, get it machined. We've got a slight weep from the first petcock adapter that I made, so I may have to revisit that and redo it, maybe thicker. I fixed the broken fuel sender tap yesterday. We machined out the nipple, and I put like I went to my local guys, Pertec, who do all my fixings for the Lotus. They gave me a special tap tool and a socket to kind of insert into it. That worked brilliantly, so we've got no petrol issues now, other than now the seal is leaking, so I've got to look at how it's mounted and maybe do some modifications to that. The front sprocket's got to be machined, and I've got to put a bolt in the centre section, but other than that, it's good to go. So I'm going to get off to work, get a coffee before she starts on, and I will see you in a bit, everyone, with the Evo. Should be a good day. See you in a bit.
Morning everyone. Welcome to Thursday.
Morning.
Alex is doing stuff.
We are
stuff and things.
finalising battery location, airbox location, relay location, all of the good stuff, ready to have it set where we want it and like neat and tidy. All the little nitty gritty bits that people forget about but are so quite important.
Have you told them yet?
Have I told them what?
Well,
That it runs?
That it runs!
Well, I don't know if it's going to run.
Because there's no fuel tank, but
yes, it does.
there's no fuel tank.
There's no fuel tank.
It's because it's there.
It's a runner.
But it now runs. We get it to go in and out of gear. So it's all good. We just need that boy to disappear and for a 428 sprocket to go on there.
And it's a rider.
And then you can ride it round.
Yes.
So yeah, get in there very slowly but surely. We have got a job coming in this morning. He is late. I have rang him this morning and said to him, you coming down? And he said, oh, sorry, I thought it was next Thursday. So he is on his way. However, we've just had delivery. Something exciting, something new. A wavetech Link 1000.5. It's a 1000 watt amplifier over 5 channels. It's new to wavetech. So we've got owner's manual with all the specs and stuff in there. And if I just pop you down yonder for a second, we'll turn the box on. Box goes on. Trying to get the box to come on. Eek. But lovely new shiny amp. I'm not sure what the what's the plan with this one, Al?
I don't know. Either sell it to a customer or put it on a stand.
Put it on the stand, maybe?
Well, we've already got the wavetech stuff running in the rail board, but we could always do a little something.
But this is new.
Fingers into our unique sauce containers. Get one finger at a time.
New equipment, which is quite cool. So we've got some stuff to play with, have a look at. We have got to do a bit of work as well to our kicker board. We want to try and change that up a little bit. So I think we're going to mount a HS10 to the board.
Yeah, HS10, keep the yellows because they're one of the things that we sell. We've got red in the van, blue in the car, yellow on the board, so that's the three levels, but we'll put a HS10 up there so people can get an idea of those too. Be nice to see.
And yeah, so we've got some stuff to do. Maybe change out the 1000.1.
No.
No?
No, that's staying.
Keeping the 1000.1? Changing the 300.4?
No.
Okay.
No. That's staying as is, we don't need to mess with that.
Alright. Okie doke.
Yeah. Right, cool. Batteries, relays, airbox. Just figuring out where all of this is going to go.
Fun.
Schnorkely bits.
But yeah, you've done the airbox wherever you've put it down, nearly. To a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
That's there. Behind the fan. So, obviously that's not a final product, but that's some... Oh! Come on! God! Snorkely boy. But yeah, so we've got some work in later on this afternoon, or whenever he gets here. He said he's about 40 minutes away from the car, or 30 minutes from us. So we will catch up with you as soon as he gets here. But yeah, new equipment. See you soon.
Morning everyone, it's Alex and we are on a Thursday. So I told you we were going to have something special in today. And here we have a Mines Edition Evo. Absolutely gorgeous, got a little wide arch kit going on it, carbon bonnet, all of the tasty bits and bobs, canards, diffuser, works with wheels. It's probably one of the nicest and cleanest Evos I've ever seen, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Let me just come back here so we can go down and not show Reggie. But yeah, it's got big diffuser on it as well. So we are doing head unit, 4 speakers, 2 in the front, dynamo at the front doors, Pioneer 160 going in there. We are doing the rear shelf. It's got speakers up here. So we're going to put some kickers up there. All the nice toys. It's got some really cool seats as well. Some Recaros and a little bucket on the driver's side. Some gauges on top of the dash. And a very Chinese and Panasonic head unit. Momo Champion steering wheel, the best one. So yes, this is our mission for today. Front speakers, reds in the back, reds in the front, dynamo at the front doors. We were looking at a sub, but he's going to pass on that for the minute, spending enough money, he said. But yeah, what a lovely bit of kit, really nice car. And it is that clean underneath, it's proper mint. And we'll talk about bike stuff in a bit.
Right then, so, look at that. Look at the rain. Look at the rain. It's quite nice actually, it's quite a cool breeze. But this thing is done. So the Evo 8, I think, Evo 9? Evo 9 is done for a Pioneer DAB 160 in the dash there. It had a Pioneer unit in there beforehand, but we've taken that out. It had a load of Japanese Scotch locks and all sorts. Somebody's running these gauges off the factory harness at the back of the radio, so we've had to work some magic. We've done the front coaxials, red stuff. We've done the rear coaxials, red stuff. They are in the parcel shelf up at the top. So that's that, all done. We've got the usual suspects. We've got DAB in the top left-hand corner, microphone in the top there, USB in the glove box with our little Japanese pager system. You've probably heard the little Japanese lady in Alex's Chaser. This guy's got the same thing. But this thing is done. So we are ready to get this out, get this packed up, enjoy some of the cooler weather, and then crack on with some bike stuff. So the guy's here to collect it. I'll try not to show you the reg, but this thing is really nice. It is a properly perfect example of an Evo and how they should be. But other than that, we are good to go. So we will catch up with you in a little bit. See you soon.
Right then everyone, we are done for a Thursday. Got the cars in, everything's been picked up, Evo's left, looks fantastic. We got this little thing still here, obviously the Turkish bus. So I've been looking at some new control systems for this sort of Bluetooth receiver, and I'm hopeful we may have an option. It's going to be a programmable one, an English version that we can run with an Android tablet. So we may have an answer for that. Everywhere I've gone breadcrumb wise, the numbers for Akbil don't go anywhere anymore. We've tried calling them, the support companies. I found a few people that import these buses that have come from Turkey, the Isle bus in Cardiff or Swansea, wherever they are in Wales. I don't think they're going to be much help, although I did find a really funny review that basically said it was Isle Brothers, it was all smiles when you buy a vehicle, but their workmanship is utter shite. Which, for a start, I was a bit like, maybe it's the same lot. But they seem to import modified vehicles from Turkey that have had Mercedes conversions of such. Don't know whether this is one of them, I can't say for sure, but it seems to be going nowhere. So I'm now looking at other options to see if we can do something else with a more of a UK controller that we know what's what. Obviously Dan showed you this one earlier, the Link and the new Link wavetech amplifier, the Link 1000.5 Plus, brand new from wavetech that Dan showed you earlier. So at 2 ohms it's 125 RMS, at 4, 1 times 500 watts for the sub, or at 4 ohms you've got 75 watts by 4 RMS and 300 watts RMS for the sub. It's a really nice compact bit of kit, nice and heavy, simple design, good for the engineer stuff. I do like my 1 amp systems, nice and simple, no need to make it messy. And the bike stuff, we're going to talk about this. So my first, shall we say, my first iteration of my fuel sender is working, but what I seem to need to do is machine the ringlet where this bolt basically sits through a little bit more on the tank side so that the pump sits tighter to the, or the plate sits tighter to the tank itself. This one is sealed and fine now, and I've obviously fixed my snapped end, which I managed to break, and made a new bracket to keep the fuel sender, the level in, and the power. But I think I just need to either make a thicker, slightly thicker plate, or machine the back of this so that it sits tighter to the tank. But that's kind of good. I've also started making, where are they? Here. Let me pop that to one side. I've also started making these little things, and what they're going to do, sit inside here off of this mount, the top engine mount, just there, and they're going to kind of like that roughly. I've got to do some more bends, but they will fit under all this stuff, and they'll locate onto the bolt inside the frame here, so it'll give the top of the head some support. And I have, get the other one out of the way, I have two of them, so they will go on that pedestal in the middle, one each side of the block, and they'll bolt to the frame, so it'll kind of cradle the engine top as well as the ones at the bottom, but they'll be down on that head sort of piece just there, and they'll bridge off to the chassis, both sides, one each side. I've just got to finalize the kind of curve sort of thing, but that's coming on. The wiring is pretty much there. We've got everything where we need it to go. The ECU is going to sit on top of the battery here under the seat, plugs and wiring, and then I've got to put on the front of the airbox, get my filter in, sensors, and then screw the front of the airbox on. Dan showed you the snorkel thing that we've made earlier, that thing there. So this will go on the front of the airbox, that side, with the filter in it for a bit of protection for the engine, and then it's pretty much tank on. It's a runner. I've made all the brackets to support all my new electrics this side, so that's the rollover thing that I was on about. So that's now horizontal. No, it's not. It's horizontal, but it stays vertical like that. And that's the bike down thing that kills the ignition and the fuel. But other than that, it's pretty much ready to go. We are just waiting on rear sprocket. This thing here is going to be changed from a 520 pitch to a 428, and I need to machine out the center of that bolt there, the hole, to put a bolt in there and a like thread lock with a retainer on it, so it stops the sprocket coming off. But yeah, it's pretty much there. We are all made with the bike, good to go. But it's getting on, so I need to pack up, get home, finish for today. Dan's in charge for the next 10 days. I'm not sure what the content's going to be like. Obviously you'll get some holiday stuff from me, I would imagine. But it's more somebody keeping the rabbits alive, somebody keeping the business going. Hopefully no problems while I'm on holiday and having a break. So I will love you and leave you. See you when I get back, everyone. Thank you for the support, and a well-needed break is coming. See you soon. Bye.